I've worked in corrections long enough to know when something feels wrong. But nothing compares to the night Elliot Granger vanished from Dry Creek State Prison. To this day, nobody can explain it. It wasn't the guards. It wasn't the other inmates. And if you ask anyone who worked that night, they'll tell you the same thing. It was something else. Elliot was the kind of inmate that unsettled even the toughest officers. Medium build. Quiet. Polite. But there was a heaviness about him, like he carried something that wasn't visible. He was serving time for the killing of a gas station clerk. The weird part? The victim's body was never found. And Elliot never talked. Not in court. Not in prison. Not once. Inmates avoided him. Not out of fear, but out of instinct. One guy once said, "Standing next to him feels wrong. Like you're in the way of something." No one argued. Dry Creek isn't one of those huge industrial prisons. It's older, built into a forested valley, with several blind corners and thin concrete walls. The place creaks. The lights flicker. You feel every shift of the building. The night crew is small. And most nights, nothing happens. But not that night. It was 2:17 a.m. Dead quiet. I was monitoring Pod C, Elliot's block. Most inmates were asleep. Elliot included, lying on his bunk, facing the wall. Then camera C14 glitched. Not static. Not a freeze. More like the image bent. As if something moved in front of the lens too fast to register. It lasted 1 second. When the picture came back, Elliot Granger was gone. Blanket still shaped like a sleeping body. Cell door locked. Lights unchanged. I zoomed in, thinking maybe he rolled off the bunk. Nothing. I radioed for a cell check. 2 guards arrived within 30 seconds. They checked the door, still locked from the outside. No scratches. No tampering. They entered the cell. No Elliot. No loose vents. No tools. No torn sheets. No hiding places. It made no sense. The guard who walked the row earlier said he'd seen Elliot asleep less than 5 minutes before the glitch. This wasn't an escape. It was a disappearance. We went back through the cameras. 2:12 a.m., Elliot on his bunk. Still. 2:16 a.m., still. 2:17 and 4 seconds a.m., glitch. 2:17 and 5 seconds a.m., empty cell. He didn't move. He didn't stand. He didn't open the door. He didn't leave the frame. There was no shadow. No motion. No trace. One investigator leaned back in his chair and whispered, "This isn't a jailbreak." And he was right. Inside job theory, no guards missing. No keys taken. No alarms cut. All logs intact. Inmate help theory, impossible. Pod C was locked down. Every inmate accounted for. Hidden passage theory, there are no secret tunnels. This isn't a movie. And his cell had been renovated 6 months earlier, walls reinforced, vents sealed. Self-harm theory, no body. No blood. No remains. No trace. Every explanation fell apart. Only one detail complicated things. The inmate across from Elliot said he heard whispering right before the lights flickered. When asked who was whispering, he said, "Not him. Something else in the room." He refused to elaborate. 48 hours later, around 3:41 a.m., I reviewed footage of a restricted maintenance corridor. The same distortion hit the camera. But this time, something appeared. A human-shaped figure for half a second. Not solid. More like a shadow pressed into the shape of a person, leaning toward the lens. When the feed corrected, the hallway was empty. I saved the clip immediately. By the next morning, it had been deleted. The system logs showed no file ever existed. My supervisor told me, "Whatever you think you saw, you didn't. Drop it." His hands were shaking. 3 weeks after the disappearance, a fisherman found a body near Black Hollow Reservoir. Male. Correct build. Prison uniform. Except fingerprints didn't match Elliot. Dental records didn't match either. The body was someone entirely different. But the prison quietly closed the case anyway. Official story: Elliot Granger drowned after escaping custody. Everyone knew that was a lie. 2 months after the escape, I worked a solo night shift. At 4:09 a.m., 3 slow knocks hit the booth window. Not loud. Just deliberate. Like someone waiting for me to respond. That hallway is restricted. No one should be there. I turned the camera toward the window. For a split second, I saw a dark silhouette standing perfectly still. Human-shaped. But wrong somehow. Like the proportions weren't exact. I looked up from the monitor. The window was empty. No footsteps. No doors opening. No sound. Just a cold feeling that started in my chest and spread outward. I resigned the next day. Elliot Granger's file is sealed. His escape was never explained. His body was never recovered. But those of us who worked that night still remember. The whispering. The glitches. The figure on the restricted camera. The body that wasn't him. And we remember the one sentence investigators refused to put in a public report. It wasn't the guards. It wasn't the inmates. It was something else. Whatever took Elliot. Whatever moved through those cameras. It didn't escape. It left. And sometimes, when lights flicker in my house, I see the same distortion I saw the night Elliot vanished. That's when I realize, some disappearances don't need doors, keys, or plans. Just an opening. Even one you can't see. Studio microphone. This is Real-Time Tellers, real crimes, real people, told in real time. Subscribe for more stories the world tried to forget.